Okay. Hey everyone, thank you so much for jumping on tonight and welcome to the Team Make Your Move Happy Hour. Tonight we have an amazing guest speaker. This is Rachel Baldridge, and we met in a push group to Two Star Diamond. We are both in the Southeast region, so we connected through there. She reached out to me and we decided we wanted to host each other's team calls for each other, and she has an amazing transformation story. So if you maybe want to give a little bit of background before you get started, and then she's going to talk to us about her 5 ways to invite. And I have pen and paper and I am so excited to hear from you, and I just wanted to go ahead and dive right in.
Awesome. Made me feel so special and welcome. Thank you so much. So a little bit of background on me, and hopefully I've brought you some value to you for tonight. My team really loved this 5 tips for inviting, because I know that inviting can be so scary sometimes. But background on me. So I got married and I gained 75 pounds of post-marriage fluff, which I cannot blame on my husband. I take full responsibility for that. And of course he only gained like 15 pounds because that's not fair, right? So I got married, got fat and happy, as they say, and I had my little boy and gained 25 more pounds. So I'm 100 pounds overweight at this point. I went from a 4 to a 16 over the course of 4 years, and was at this place where I just, through some family situations and some stress and this kind of a crisis moment in my life where I looked at my life and I went to the doctor and I said, I am depressed, I'm anxious, I can't get out of bed in the morning. I have a 6-month-old little boy that I should be excited every day to see and to spend time with, and here I was, like, barely surviving each day. And so I was at my breaking point, and at that point I was watching my cousin who had just started doing size, and she was loving it because size is a blast. And I, deep down inside, I've always wanted to be a hip-hop artist. Think like Step Up days. I'm just going to be like, I'm a spaz, so that will never happen. But in my head, I think I'm like so cool, and then I watch back the recordings, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can never do that in public. So I fell in love with size. My mom actually purchased the program for me, and because we couldn't afford it, and she just bought the base kit, bought Shakeology, fell in love with it, was plugged into a challenge group, and was hooked. Did not want to be a coach. And my cousin cornered me into being a coach because she wanted to write Emerald, and I wanted Shakeology, and I wanted a discount. She actually paid my business fee for 3 months because I was so anti-coaching. And I just kind of had my light bulb moment. She drugged me to a Super Saturday, and I saw the potential in the company. And at that point, I've lost 75 pounds, doing all the programs, being proof the product, and just sharing my journey without hesitation on social media. And when I saw the potential in January of this year, I just went all in, like get up at 4 in the morning and go to bed at 12 o'clock at night. I sacrificed sleep at every corner. But as of August, I have retired myself from corporate America. Hallelujah. And I'm now home with my little boy, and I could not be more pleased and thankful and grateful for all that coaching is to me and for my family. So that's a little bit about me. It's definitely a juggling act being home and being mom and coach and learning through that. So I'm still working through that situation right now, but I'm very, very grateful for the opportunity, and truly believe in the gift that being a coach is for my life, and just how it's transformed me from the inside out. So do we go straight into my topic? Okay. So inviting. I was terrified of inviting when I started out. I was so scared of presenting the opportunity to people. I wanted them to come to me, and those first few months, for a lot of us in our journey, people are coming to you, and it's easy because they see your transformation, they see you're happy, they want to get involved. And then it starts to dry up a little bit, and you're out of your warm market, as they say, and then you have to start inviting, and that can be very scary, and for me it was very scary. And I vividly remember I had never sent an invite until February of this year, and I was in a Team Cup team, and I had a very aggressive Team Cup leader who set all these standards for us and said, okay, do X, Y, Z, these invites. And I was like, what is an invite? And so I was kind of thrown into it. But over the course of the last, 6, 7, 8 months, I found what works best for me. And I really am passionate about helping my coaches do invites in a way that doesn't feel salesy, because none of us want to feel like a salesperson, because that's not genuine to who we are or genuine to what we as a company represent. So my first one is what I love to call the non-invite. So this is you sharing your journey on social media, and this is going to be 90% of your invites, by you relentlessly sharing every piece of your journey. I shared it from sweaty selfie number 1 to 75 pounds lighter and everything in between. And it was scary, but it was also putting myself out there and holding myself accountable in my own journey, because I knew my whole network was watching me. And I had to step it up and make sure that I said, was I perfect? Heck no. But I shared all of that in between when I was struggling and I hit like a 4-month plateau. But I dropped 2 dress sizes in that time span. I shared all of that. So the first way of inviting is to relentlessly share your story. And the biggest piece of that is being proof the products work. That's one of the 4 vital behaviors for a reason. And it's something that I really feel is so valuable to your business, because it gives you credibility with your network. So all those people who are watching you, if they're watching you and you're not making changes, and I don't say this to be harsh, because we all have life situations that stress and kids and juggling it all. But at the end of the day, if we're not drinking our shakes and doing our workouts and things like that, we aren't showing other people that they can do it too. They look to us to know that it's possible. I can't tell you the number of times I have gotten a message from a challenger who said, I didn't give up today because you have a child and you're juggling all this, and if you did it, I can do it too. And so they're watching you. And so being proof of the product is a big key. You'll hear that a million times. But especially in this holiday season with Core to Force, this is like the perfect time to pick a program and like go all in 100%, because then come December, when you have your 1-round results, then December is no longer a dead month for you. Everybody's like, holy crap, I got to get in with her. She is doing it, and she's making it work even in the holiday season. And if not, then they're watching you for January. And come January, the floodgates open when everybody's like, oh, darn, another 10 pounds added. I need to get on this. So the first is the non-invite. And the biggest piece of that is transformation posts. And whether it's a before and after or a before and current physically, it's a mental transformation, it's an emotional transformation. Whatever your story is, sharing that with relentless abandon. Because my story is so much more than going from a 16 down to a 4. My story is so much more. I did a post the other day where I talked about, for the first time in my life, I walked into a room full of strangers and I held my head proud and I was confident in who I was, because I believed in myself for the first time in my whole life. And that's a transformation that's not a side-by-side. So sharing that because it gives people hope. So the first one is the non-invite. Second one is, so that's on your page. That's, giving people an invitation to join you on your page. We all kind of know what that looks like. The second one is challenge group invites. And the biggest piece of this is having something to invite to. For me, I run a monthly challenge group. I kind of have like a big group that's like a graduates group that I run every month. And it's, it grows every single month. And then I run specialized challenge groups for specific programs. So right now I just have the 2 going. I have my regular, and then I have a Core to Force group. I did not run 2 when I first started. In fact, I didn't even run my own when I first started. I paired up with my cousin, and we ran one together for 6 months. So find a partner and do it together. But the biggest thing is having something to invite to, and running a challenge group is key, because let's get real. People can go and buy Beachbody programs off an infomercial. Beachbody doesn't need us to sell the products. What we're selling is our relationship with our challengers, the opportunity to partner with them side by side and say, I want to help you reach your goals. And so that's what we're not even selling, we're offering them. Because for me, that was one of the biggest pieces of my journey, knowing that I had my coach watching me. I didn't want to eat that cheeseburger because I knew I had weigh-in on Saturday. So that was a big piece of the puzzle. So having a group, to invite to, or a free group. I just started dabbling in those. I'm not a pro at that by any stretch of the imagination. I literally just last month started dabbling in those. So they're not, but it's a great way to build relationships. So if you're not really sure how to go about building relationships, that's a great opportunity to provide value and build into your cold network. So a couple of traditional like invite scripts that I would send to people for a challenge group. And maybe you guys do this one or not. When I started Team Cup, I had never heard this before. And for me, it was like, oh, this takes the sales pitch out of it. This is exactly what I was looking for. So it's the whole concept where you message somebody and say, hey, Jennifer, I was wondering if you could do me a favor. I'm looking to fill 3 spots in my upcoming online accountability group. Do you know of anyone that might be a good fit for me to support in their own health and fitness journey? So right away, you're not saying, hey, do you want to be involved? It's, hey, do you know of anybody? And a lot of times people say, well, what about me? I want to pick me. So that's one option. Then you also, the other flip side of that is the direct invite. This one I did with my warm network. So family members, cousins, people you work with. These are people that you know would benefit from a Beachbody program and your relationship. And you just have to get some guts and invite them. I have what I call a chicken list. And I have a chicken list for coaching, and I have a chicken list for challengers. These are people that are in my warm network that I am terrified to talk to, and that I know would totally love to be in a challenge group or a coach. But I'm so afraid of what they'll think of me that I don't want to message them. So I have a list of these people, and each week I make it my goal to message one person from that list. So an example of this is happened last week. My cousin, like my flesh and blood, she was an Herbalife rep, like very successful Herbalife, but was very unhappy with the company, and I knew that, and I've been terrified to talk to her for months and months. And I finally just got the courage, and I told her flat blank, I said, you're on my chicken list. Would you have any interest in being in my core divorce challenge group? And she was like, actually, can I be a coach on your team? And I was like, ah. And day 1, she hit Success Club 5. And so, but if I hadn't given her that opportunity, this could change her life. And so I think it's when I started out, I had to really intentionally shift my focus and say, okay, I am not selling a product. I am giving them the tools to change their life. When you view it like that, if somebody's obese and they continue on the path that they're going, they're headed towards a mountain of medical bills. You are saving them from that. And it is our calling as coaches. I'm very passionate about that. It's our calling as coaches to empower people with these tools. We're not selling a bunch of pills to shove down their throat. We're not selling them these miracle fixes. This is normal healthy habits. Working out, eating right, and taking your vitamins. I mean, it doesn't get more basic than that. And so when you shift your focus to your wanting to partner with them and encourage them and love on them, it takes the fear out of invites away a little bit, for me at least. So number 1 was the non-invite. Number 2 was sending for challenge groups. Number 3 is thank you messages. So I do a lot of this. When I post a transformation post, specifically my physical transformation posts, I will send a thank you message to every single person that has liked that post. What this does is I say something along the lines of, hey Jennifer, I just wanted to send you a quick message. I saw that you liked my transformation post. It might sound silly, but sometimes it's a little scary putting yourself out there. And I really appreciate the support, even if it's a simple like from afar. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. Done. That's it. There's no sales pitch. There's no nothing. You'll be surprised at the conversations that will come from that, because people will say, thank you so much for sharing your story. You have encouraged me to go for a walk tonight. Or they'll say, you know what, I've been wanting to reach out to you, but I'm so scared. I've been too scared to. You will get that all the time. If you're consistently showing up on social media and sharing your journey, you're going to get that. And so I always send I don't send more than one thank you message. So if they've liked my post one time, that's all I send. but I will send one. And then that also gives me a way when I do send an invite to them and build that relationship, then it doesn't feel so salesy. It feels like more of just a friend inviting someone to come hang out and do this thing together. So the third one is thank you messages. The fourth one I just started dabbling in, and I've heavily dabbled in this with Quarter Force. It's events. I've never done one before Quarter Force, but I've seen the value in it. Is create an event page for your next challenge group or for your free group or whatever it's for, because you can mass invite your friends, and those who say that they're interested are people who have been watching you but too afraid to reach out to you. So there's nothing aggressive about sending an event invite, because I'm sure all of you get 2 to 3 event invites a day from other LuLaRoe or Rodan and Fields or whatever it is. We all get them, and if we're not interested, we just select can't go, and it's easy. But if they're interested, then they might select maybe, and then you can reach out to them. And the neat thing about doing it with Quarter Force is that I was able to post updates every single day. So I was looking at top coaches in the network and sharing their videos into the event page and posting before and afters, and you're like, that excitement just grew. And you can do that for the coaching opportunity as well. I haven't done that yet. It's on my to-do list. But an event is a great non-aggressive way to send an invite without spamming somebody's inbox. The last one is referrals. So the fifth one is asking your current challengers to refer people to you. If you're genuinely partnering with them and helping them achieve the results that they said that they wanted, which means in your challenge group, checking in behind the scenes and truly being that coach figure, is what we promised them, what we should deliver to them, then they're going to want to send you referrals. And in that process, you also might find that they might not want to send you referrals because they might be interested in coaching themselves. And so that's a way you're going to know kind of who's a natural in a challenge group, who thrives in that atmosphere is going to be who your top coaches are, or your most genuine hearted coaches are, I would say. That's not the case across the board at all. But it is a great way for you to say, hey, do you have anybody? I'm looking for 3 new people for the month of December. Do you know of anybody who might want to do this together with us? And that's a great way to get people to you already have credibility with your challenger. And so that word of mouth is automatically going to give validity to your business. And especially if you're coming at it with pure intentions to help more people and just expand the amount of people that you're helping, then that's going to come across and they're going to want to refer to you. So those are my 5 ways that I typically will invite. And I hope that was helpful.
That was amazing. I have a couple pages of notes. I took down some great stuff. I loved the, let's see. I love how you mentioned doing transformations other than just your body, because that is something that I tend to not share as much, and I don't know why. I'm just so used to doing like a body transformation to show people how much I've changed there, because it has been a huge change for me. But again, the person that I was before, working out and drinking my shake and doing personal development is 100% different than the person that I am today, and I definitely am going to work on sharing that more. So I just loved that. I wanted to see, did anybody else have a question or maybe a comment or anything that you wanted to say before we wrap this up? I have a couple questions I can ask if nobody else has any. Amber, awesome. You're unmuted. Go ahead, Amby.
Okay, I have a question. You were talking about the invite through hang on, I wrote it down. The event page. Have you done that yet? You said you were going to do that, or you did that?
I did that with Quarter Force. So I did it kind of as like a product launch type of an event page, which was really successful. I think where I've kind of fallen a little bit complacent in is I run this every single month. And so I'm realizing I'm not doing as many sessions. So like people who do a program together. And that's really a great opportunity for your groups to bond over doing a program from start to finish together. So I want to get back into the habit of that. So with Quarter Force, I did an event page, and it was so successful. I'm at Success Club 26 for the month. So it was like a huge success. Event pages were awesome for product launches.
Oh my gosh. I was wondering how that worked, like if it was successful or like, so you just went through and you opened a group. Please stop. You opened a group and you just invited all your friends, and that's how you did your invites, and then it just off.
Just an event page. So I did specific event. You create an event essentially, and then you can invite whoever you want to. But for me, I did a lot of invites behind the scenes and requested their permission to add them to the event page if they showed interest. So I actually had like a script that I was following with Quarter Force for my invites. And I kind of gave them a brief summary of the program. And I said I was looking for men and women to do a trial run of this program starting, November 9th. And I actually included the link for the video for the program too. And so I got a lot of positive feedback. And so a lot of those people that were like, yeah, I'd like to learn more. I said, okay, let me add you to the event page. And this was like 4 weeks in advance. And so over the course of that 4 weeks, every day I posted either a transformation or I followed the top coaches and I was posting their videos and things like that. So definitely the event page is a great place to build excitement. Not just a product launch, but with the challenge group if you're doing like a program-specific challenge group too. Because you can do tons of transformation for Country Heat, things like that.
Now, were you also creating a group, or were you just doing everything in the event?
I was just doing everything in the event, and then everybody, so on launch day, I had it all had to give me their email and shake flavors and all that stuff. So then those days leading up to the launch, I was messaging them every single day and saying, oh my gosh, are you so excited? 2 more days, 1 more day. Okay, tomorrow's the day, and so the excitement was huge, and everybody was like knowing that they had on the 1st that they had to get their stuff ordered and in and done. And so then at that point, I already had my test group page ready, so I created a group. And then when I saw their order come in on my screen, they got added to the group page. So not everybody who was in the event got added to the group. But those people that were watching it on the fence saw all these people getting added, and they're like, all right, fine, I'll do it.
Awesome. I love that. What was I going to say? Man, there was just so much good stuff. I love that. When you do a coach sneak peek in an event, is it the same idea?
Yeah. And I have actually never done, my success partner, Christy, has done the event. She actually does Coach Blitz, where basically everyone in her team goes live in the event page, and that's really successful for her. I actually tend to run just 3 days coach sneak peeks, and it's just a group that's kind of ongoing, and once a month I'll post 4 to 5 things throughout the day, talks about what we do, how we make money, where our heart is as our team, etc. I haven't done an event for that yet, but I just do like the 3-day group. But my success partner does the events for Coach Blitz.
I love that. Okay, I like the Blitz idea too. I might have to get some more information on that. Do you ever use the Challenge Tracker app?
I have used it. I'm planning to use it this month, and I know that it will get better. I'm so in love with Facebook, y'all. Yeah. I love to go live. I go live all the freaking time in my groups, in my coach page, and my everything. So I know that it will improve. And I love that they can track their shakes and their workouts, because I find that my challengers do so much better when they have that visual. Yeah. It's just me getting over myself and using the Challenge Tracker app. So I'm working on it. We're using it this month. But yes, I have used it, and I am using it, just not as much as I should. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, no, totally. I wasn't using it very much at all. And then I met someone who used it all the time, and I started using it, and now I have fallen in love with it because of the accountability of the shakes and the workouts. But you can do the whole video from YouTube, and can't you go live on YouTube so that now you can go live in the Challenge Tracker app, and you just post the link and then they just follow you there?
You can. Yeah, absolutely. I really hope I don't come off cocky in this, but my challenge groups are so engaging, and there's such a community in those groups in my Facebook page. I'm a protective mama bear over that. And so I'm so terrified of sacrificing that community for anything new. So
is it like a forever group or whatever? You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, I got you. Yeah, I had a forever group for a while, and then I started, like I said, using the tracker app, and I was going to start taking them through the challenge tracker app, and then if they didn't want to roll over, putting them in the forever group. So I don't know, my forever group kind of just fell off because I'm just so, app pro. So or not pro.
That's good though, because they're going to be rolling out with new features, and it's so good to be ahead of that curve. I'm getting there. I promise.
You're good.
I have to be transparent with y'all.
Right. Totally. I love it. I have so much notes. I was going to say, so when you send that thank you note, because I always do that too on the transformations, I like to send them a thank you note, but I do get to where it's like, okay, well, there were 150 or 60 people who liked it. And then you go back and it's like, well, like literally there's like a ton of people you've already sent that message to. Do you at least try to start a new conversation at that point? Or do you just let it go? Or what do you do? Because I've definitely tried to but not in the same exact message.
Yeah, well, and a lot of times the people that are going to be liking your posts are the people who are probably going to end up being your challengers because they're following your journey. But for me, I use a tracking software called TeamZ.
Yeah.
And TeamZ is my jam. So if you don't have a tracking software, find one. If you're a pen and paper girl, do that. Whatever it is, find a way to track your business because it will be so crucial. The number of follow-ups that I lost through the cracks those first 6 months is unreal. I can see a complete transformation in my business from when I started using an organizational system. It completely took off. So if trial and error, find something that works. But TeamZ saves my life. So whenever I do a thank you message, I put that in TeamZ, and I automatically set a follow-up based off my feeling off the person. So it could be a week out, it could be 2 weeks, it could be 4 days, whatever I'm automatically going ahead and initiating a relationship with that follow-up after that thank you message. So I can continue when it pops up on my list the next time in 2 weeks, I can go comment on their pictures or send them a message, hey, how are you doing? Or, whatever that may be, to continue building that relationship. I hit them with an invite.
Right, exactly. I need to get on TeamZ so bad. I know I do. I know it's something I'm just going to have to break down and pay for. Now, does anyone know, is it like $30 a month? Is that what it is?
The first 30 days are free. So you can try it out, but then it's $30 a month. But I can tell you my income tripled when I started using it.
Right, exactly.
Just because it was I became much more efficient. And I'm a visual person, so having all those little circles that I got to fill in. If you don't know much about TeamZ, you have a place for they call it prospects, but it's people you're building relationships with, your coaches, your customers, your new friends. Has a place it was created by Beachbody Coach, so a place for social media and shake and personal development. But knowing I have to have all those little circles filled by the end of the day, or else my analness will just kick in.
Exactly. That is exactly how I am. I have to finish things. It's so funny. I always said growing up I would have to clean my parents' house, and I could not skip a dust panel. I felt so bad for that dusty old shelf. I know exactly what you mean. But I was trying to use Streak because it's free, but it just was not working for me. It was almost more confusing than it was helpful. So I think I'm going to do the 30 days free and see how that 30 days goes or where it takes me, and then probably end up paying $30 a month.
Well, and the piece about TeamZ I love is that it tells you who to talk to next. So I don't know if you, I never ranked my people when I've imported my list. So it asks you to rank them according to how you think that they'll 5 being they'll refer people to you, and 1 being they'll never be interested in a program ever. I didn't rank anybody, and I just let it auto-populate, and I ranked them as I went. So just so you know that. But it tells you who to talk to. So my problem was I would sit down at Facebook and start scrolling and trying to figure out who the heck am I going to talk to today? And then I've wasted 30 minutes of my time and haven't sent out a single invite. Whereas I can get everything done. I can touch base with 75 people in an hour, and I'm done. So TeamZ just streamlines the whole process.
Yeah.
So.
We've definitely, our team has had a call where we had a guest, or one of our team members, Jamie, she did an awesome job going over TeamZ. So I probably should just go watch that video again just to see what all those perks were that I just have let slip because there's been so many things since then. But I have one last question. Unless anybody else has thought of anything that has a question, just raise your hand. If not, if you have any personal development books that you absolutely love, we are always looking for new ones to grow our minds with.
Okay. Let me go get it because I can't remember the name of it, but let me go
No problem. Sure. I love her. She's so sweet. Her little country accent. I think she's from North Carolina. She's a mom and a wife.
All right. So, and y'all can see my pajama bottoms.
I'm sitting in the bottoms too.
The Art of Work by Jeff Goins. The Art of Work. This is more of a feel-good type book, but it does help you dive into finding your purpose in your life. So even if it's not Beachbody, finding your purpose in what you were meant to do in your life it's a really good book. It gives you a lot of real-life examples that aren't like these far-fetched people that are like super, it's just very relatable, and I love that book. Right now I've just started The 5 Levels of Leadership by John Maxwell. So I'm not as far into that to be able to tell you if I love that or not. But I would say personal development, if you're not diving with it within a week, skip it, move on to something else, find something new. Because you might not all like this book. You know, and that's nothing against you. That just means you got to find something that fits you. So
I get so weird about that. I guess so. You guys do that? Does everybody do that? Where if you're not driving with a book, because I'm always like I have to finish it. Like I started it, I should finish it. You are? You totally do? That's cool. That's good to hear because otherwise I just in my head think that if you start it, you need to finish it. But I sometimes just need to let go and be like, okay, if you don't like it, like you're, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I'm the same way. I can't stand to leave something unfinished at the end of the day. But if it's not working for me, then I got to move on and not waste my time.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for doing this. Thank you for being here. And I will see you on Wednesday. Can we get a quick picture before we hop off? Okay, everybody, let me make sure I get everybody. Say cheese. Thanks, ladies, for being here and spending this 40 minutes with us. I got some awesome nuggets from you, so I just really appreciate it. Thanks again, girl.
Yeah, no problem. Y'all have a good night.
All right, bye.